Okay, I think I'm live now. Okay. Hello. How do I do wave? Oh, okay. Technology cannot disgrace me. Yeah, I think I'm able to do that. Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm seeing some of my friends that are joining. Hello, Kenny King. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Hadola. Hello, Kenny Shitu. I know some people are just some of my friends that have not seen me like live. They are like, what's happening with Yeti? Yeah, I think it's been a while I've gone live. Hello, Oyinda Mola. Good morning, darling B. Okay, so I'm just going to, it's already a minute past 10, and for those of you that are not new to my videos, I don't do, I'm waiting for people to join, I just go straight to the point. So time is very precious for me, and a minute, I don't do, I'm waiting for people. I think we should all be respecters of people's time. So if we have said the time for something is this, I think it's our obligation to keep up to that time. So if you're joining, in case you don't know why you're even here, you just saw someone is live and you're here. I'm going to introduce myself before I bring on our guest speaker. So my name is, I say Oluwayeti because I think that's what I prefer. So I'll just put it, I'll keep it simple. I'm Oluwayeti and I'm a data scientist. I'm based in the UK, and this is like, it's been long I've done an IG live. I used to do an IG live back in the days, but it's been long I've done an IG live. But this IG live, it will be a series of bringing different speakers to touch on different topics in growing in the data industry, growing in the tech space. So today I have the honor to bring one of my darlings, Miriam, to this live, and she will introduce herself. But the purpose of this live is basically to allow her give insight to how you can build a portfolio. Actually, this video was a request from the WhatsApp community. There were people who reached out and they asked if there is a way someone can help them look at their portfolio or CV for remote jobs. What do I mean by this? So maybe you're based in Nigeria or somewhere in Africa, and you want to, or anywhere really, but you want to do remote jobs. For example, I have been working remotely, I think since 2015 thereabouts. I've been in the remote space. So I feel like I don't even know what it looks like now going to the office anymore, because when I say remote, like fully remote, I've always been in that space. So it will be my pleasure now to bring up Miriam. I'll be asking her a series of questions. If you do have questions, please just put it in the chat box. And yes, let me bring Miriam. Hope. Um, okay. Uh, well, I hope, I know there's usually issues with this when you're trying to bring someone up live, because I'm accepting the request. Hi, look at me. Oh
Sorry,
God, I can't believe I screamed like that. I'm doing like one of those. Oh God.
sorry. I'm here now.
Awesome,
Um,
awesome.
mhm,
How are
mhm.
you doing? How has been your day?
Yeah, it's been a cool morning, and I'm really just glad to be here. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you. Yeah. This video came as a request from, the community group. Like, I got some DMs and I was like thinking of who best to, bring on board. I mean, I was like, maybe I should do it, but I was like, nah, let me just allow someone so that I won't be as maybe I'm coming to lie or something. Because I mean, I've been in the remote space for almost 10 years now. So even before COVID and all of that, I've always worked fully remote. So, but I was just like, yeah, let me bring someone on board. We can rub mine together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we go into the questions, I don't even know if I should wear my glasses because I felt like the reflection, the reflection of my glasses was the light was bouncing on. But I don't
Oh,
know. What do you see? Do you think it's okay? Because I mean, the light
if
is really my eyes.
if you're more comfortable with your glasses on, please put it on.
Okay, I am more comfortable because of the lights. Yes,
Yeah.
but I was like, I don't want to be looking geeky or whatever.
No, no, you're not. You're not.
All right, cool, cool, cool. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining. So, I'm just going to allow today we are going to talk about building your portfolio from every comfort. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, today we are going to be talking about how you can, build your portfolio for remote opportunities. So, I'll just allow, Miriam introduce herself. And then from there, we'll go into the meat and potatoes of the IG life. Yeah.
Hi guys. It's morning here. But hello from wherever you're watching from. My name is Miriam, and I currently work as a research and data analyst in a tech startup. And before I transitioned into data analytics, I used to work in a non-profit. I'm based in Lagos, Nigeria. And outside work, I love to like volunteer and also just share videos around, helping people that are also looking to transition into tech. I love to watch crime movies. And
What
my
did you,
best would be
what movie?
crime, like crime, drug related
Oh,
movies.
okay, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really it about
Oh,
me. But thanks guys for joining. Yeah.
all right. Awesome. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you so much. So I know you've given an introduction of yourself, but we all know that you've tried to just it's not I mean we've known each other for a very long time. We've seen each other grow, over the years. So I know you're trying to be humble and all of those things. But if you can just try to like share your journey up until this point, I think that would be very vital for the audience. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that works. Okay, so like Yeti said, I mean I started my work in a non-profit, and the name of the organization is Faith
Yeah.
Foundation. And I joined them immediately after school. Because while I was in school, I wanted to finish with the first class, like I was a bookworm. Then I think in my year 3, my senior colleagues told me that, oh, this lecturer won't give you an A in this course because he didn't have an A when he did the course like 20, 30 years ago, right? And I felt that didn't make sense to me. So I got out of like studying, and I started like volunteering, joining all these organizations like JCI, HiSec. And I mean, as at then, I knew that the worst grade I will finish with will probably be a strong 2-1, right? And I find so much joy, just going into like communities, doing projects and all of that. So immediately after school, I was like, I want to work in a non-profit. And I just Googled, top NGOs in Nigeria. I sent my CV, some got back to me. Then I finally decided to go with Faith Foundation because I felt what they were all about sort of related to what I studied while in school, which was economics, right? And I mean, I was working there. I joined their research and policy. So there was a project they wanted me to work on, and it involves me gathering some data.
Mm,
And I think that was like my first experience, like looking for
introduction.
data. And it was just difficult to get data. So at the point, I was like, am I the one that is not, putting in the right search queries on Google? Like, why is getting data this difficult? And some data that I got, I couldn't trust the data because it's from government institutions, right? So I didn't trust the data. And I mean, I was just trying to find how to better search for data online. And that's how I got to know about data analytics, right? And I just started, taking courses, reaching out to people that are already doing it. Yeti is one of the people that I reached out to then about it.
Yeah.
And I also told my employer then that this is what I want to do, going forward, right? And they were very supportive. They even later gave me like a data analyst role there. So anytime I'm taking courses online, I'm also practicing it with the data that I have within the organization, and I think that helped. But I finally left the organization last year, April, right? And that's how I got like my first data role.
Wow.
And that's what I've been doing since then.
That's quite an interesting journey. And I like it that you started, because I think the mistake that I've seen most people make is that they will just want to go into data analysis like that. And while I know that that's possible, I always also think of it like just start somewhere and find that opportunity where you are.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, like you could be something that like it doesn't have to do with data, maybe something like an administrator work, for instance.
Yeah.
And from there you start showing interest in like data and showing the relevance of it to the organization. And I mean, it could happen that the organization might then realize the need for that data role, and they bring you into that space, or because of what you are doing, you are able to like polish your portfolio to then outside of the organization for data data related roles. If I would ask, maybe I would ask, what were the things that you felt you took up at Faith Foundation? Because I know Faith Foundation. So what were like particular skills? Because I think your transition to just that remote work, because I know the company you work for, they are based in the UK, and that'll be a very first, company like a remote, because I don't think you were working for Faith Foundation remotely. Am I right about that?
So before COVID, no, but after COVID, we also started working remotely. So I've been working remotely since 2020.
2020.
So yeah.
Okay, so there was that, small experience.
Yes.
Did you think that played a role when you were applying for this particular job in the UK?
No.
No.
I think it's just two things that helped me to apply, then get this job, right? And that's one thing I also encourage people to do. And the first one is I joined a lot of tech communities. Right, and that's why I even got to know about
comments. I'm feeling it. Okay.
And that's why I even got to know about the role, right? And I remember I was at the stage of like talking to like the founder, where they're already like finalizing, getting me on board. That's when I started the role, like at the application and the link online. Like I'm almost done with the interviews, and that's one thing communities will do for you, because sometimes you have access to some information that it might take a while before you start seeing them on like LinkedIn and Twitter and other platforms. So that helped, because I applied much earlier than others. I think the second thing is also just having good friends, right? Because then I also felt like I'm taking the courses, I'm trying it with Faith Data, but I think I still need to like learn more. But my friends were like, what's the worst thing that will happen? Right. So they were actually the one that encouraged me to like apply for the job, because if not for them, I would still feel like maybe I still need to like take some courses more before I start applying for jobs. So like those two things really helped. Join communities, because you just have access to all this. It's not even just only the job opportunities, even some courses of like materials that you have access to, that if you're not part of those communities, you might really not know about them. Then just have good people around that will push you when you sometimes doubt yourself.
Thank you. Like that one, I I mean, people look up to me, mentor me. I mentor people, blah blah blah.
You're my
But
mentor too.
look at you. Look at you. But I can tell you that I still struggle. Like there's some role. It was literally like up recently that I had friends. Like that thing you say about friends. I don't know how to flog the emphasis because I've been on this tech journey for a while and I've had friends who like call me. Like I had a friend who works with works at Harvard University, and one day he just said, Yeti, I don't think the level that you are, that's where you should be. And he was saying, apply for this kind of roles now. Apply. And it was just funny because someone else, that a friend of mine that worked at Google here in the UK, called me that same week and was like, we have some open roles. Of course, I'm not editing Google anyway, but it was like, we have some open roles in Google. I can guide you. I can put you through like that. And all of these friends, how did I meet them? It's just attending tech conferences, networking, as much as I can on LinkedIn. And I think people underemphasize like how important, maybe when we are saying it used to sound like, I don't think this will work, but I've been a recipient of actually just surrounding myself with the right circle. Like there are things that I've gained from that. I just think that needs to be emphasized anyway. So I think the second question that I would ask was, okay, you came across this job. From what I've seen now, you came across this job at a tech conference or at an event. What event was that? In case somebody wants to check.
Okay, so I went for She Code Africa event that year. Then, I mean, they shared about how you can join their community. So I joined their Slack community. So it was on the Slack channel that someone posted the role, and I applied for it.
Wow. Can you imagine? Like that's just, it's not on LinkedIn. I always feel like those jobs there are many people that, like she said, like she was like at the forefront of the first set of applicants, and that just helped you because they just, maybe they are planning to just review 10 people, and they just saw your profile and they're like, we don't need to look for that more. Let's just go ahead with this. Okay.
And it's very fun because, like I said, I was like the stage I was then, I was speaking with the founder, and he was just trying to know how I'll fit into like the organization. Like I'm already at that stage before I started seeing it on LinkedIn and on Twitter, right? And the role was still open, right? So it's not like they closed it, even while they were at that stage with me. Yeah.
Okay. So the next question is that, because I mean, this would be like your very first, your company, you transition to remote. So this would be like your very first remote work. Were there things you needed to change on your resume before you applied for that job? Knowing that it's going to be remote.
I think the only thing I changed was really just to tailor like my skills and my like the projects that I've worked on based on what the company also offer, right?
Okay.
I think that's the only thing I did, because even though the company is based in the UK, their market is here in Africa. So I didn't face the issue of like, oh, you're in Nigeria, you might have an issue and all of that. I didn't face that. But the only thing I did was really just to tailor my CV, because they're all about helping tech founders, and also just tracking their data of what is happening within the ecosystem. So I really just tailored the experience I have at Fate, which is also about helping businesses to thrive, right? So I really just tailor my experience to fit what they do. I think that's the only thing that I changed. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you I just wanted to know if, because I know some people will say that if you're looking for remote jobs, there are also some things you should do on your CV. And I don't think that's out of place. If you have had any kind of remote volunteering experience or remote internship or whatever you have done remotely, because I've seen jobs where they ask like, do you have experience with remote work before? So if it's anything that you've done that that you have done it remotely before, I think is worth putting. It doesn't have to be a proper job where even if it is that maybe your current job, you do maybe once a day remotely. Just,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something that can also be added to your CV, so that they see that remote element in your, in your work. And I mean, there are many organizations that you can volunteer for now.
Yeah.
There's AI Saturdays. I know they are looking for volunteers. There is Indaba. There is She Code Africa, like you've mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even if you want to volunteer for for data gigs, you can volunteer. I think just having that remote touch to it can
Yeah.
also help.
Mm-hmm.
Help,
Yeah.
yeah. You want
And also just to add to what you said, maybe this is not something I did deliberately, but
to-
maybe um my experience working remotely with Faith Foundation also helped, because like I said, I got this job 2022 and I've been working remotely with Faith since 2020. So that's about 2 years of working remotely. So maybe that helped, but like it's not like I was deliberate or like I really pushed that forward. But
Mm,
maybe based on my interactions with them, they just get the gist, like I've been working remotely for a while. Yeah.
okay. I think my next question then would be, because I know I've worked remotely from Nigeria before, and internet, I don't know about now. This was before I left Nigeria. This was 2018. So, and I worked like remotely, up until that 2018. So I think my next question would be, at Faith Foundation
Mm-hmm.
and Bridge, please, I don't want to say
Brighter bridges.
bright. What?
Brighter bridges.
Brighter
Brighter.
Bridge.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Were there challenges that you faced when you began, this remote work? Was there anything that was different from maybe your remote work at Faith Foundation that you had to experience at, Brighter Bridge?
Yeah.
That yeah, that I think those were, yeah. If you can share your thoughts around that.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, the internet issue is a lot.
Uh,
Right. I mean, sometimes you're working and before you know it, and most times I have more than one internet that I use, really just to be on the safe side. But even sometimes Nigerian just, happens to me and the two will just stop working. So yeah, definitely the internet thing. I think the other thing I struggled with is the light, like the power, right? Um, where you're working remotely and I mean the power is not stable, right?
oh
And you
God,
need to like charge.
I've been there.
Yeah. And because when I started this role, I was staying with my sister, so the light was terrible and I struggle with that. But I think what helped, to be honest, was, I mean, the light later got better, but I think what really helped me and solved that problem with me was when I changed my laptop. So I changed from using I
Mm,
changed to Mac, right? So my Mac can last for about 10 hours.
yeah,
So most times when I'm working, I don't struggle. Like light is even out of anything that would disturb me from my
yeah,
work, right? So I think that also helped. Because while I was in Faith, even though I was working remotely, they also provided all this power banks to charge your laptops,
oh,
right?
oh.
Yeah, they did.
So
They
there are
did. So sometimes
power
when,
banks that charge lap. You see,
yeah,
when you're not in that side of the world, you don't even know. I know someone asked on the community group on WhatsApp,
yeah, they do.
yeah, someone asked about it. I
Okay.
was like, is this possible? I didn't even know it was in.
It is,
Uh,
it is, it is.
uh,
Maybe I would respond and hopefully the person is still active, right? So when I
mm,
was at Faith, I don't struggle with like light because sometimes Jen also misbehave and you're
yeah,
just,
yeah,
yeah, you're just stranded.
yes,
But when I changed to Mac, like power is even like I don't struggle because I know at least my laptop would last me for about 8 to 10 hours, right?
mm.
So I think I struggled with that because when I left Faith, I had to return their power banks.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
But I think aside that, nothing I mean, there is the culture shock, because because it's also like my first international company, right? Where you get to like work with people that are not Nigerians, right? And there are
yeah,
also ways they also do things. There are ways they communicate, there are way they treat something and all of that.
The
But I think
accent, the in it.
I know.
Oh
Yeah,
my
no, I
God.
struggle with that at
Oh,
first, to be
okay.
honest.
Okay. Thank
But yeah,
you for
I
being
think
honest.
for me,
For being honest.
I think for me, what helped is just having the open mind to just learn things.
Mm.
And to be honest, my colleagues are also, they're really, really nice people. So I think that also helped to help me to like learn faster and see how they do things. But definitely there's the culture shock and how people react to things and how they work. But I'm also just lucky to work in an organization where the work culture is also very, very good. Like it's not toxic, which is something I'm always very scared of. Because where I was coming from, Faith is also a very good place to work. So I do not want to work in an organization where the work culture and the environment won't be good to my mental health. But yeah, it was more like the same thing.
Yeah, so we can really say that the major issue you faced was a Nigerian related issue, light and
Yeah,
electricity.
yeah, yeah,
So if
yeah.
we take that out of the equation,
Mhm.
everything literally is like,
Yeah,
going well.
yeah, yeah.
That's,
I think another good thing I also really like about where I currently work, because it's also a startup, right? But I really like how they just allow, like I said, it's also my first data role, right?
mm,
But they really gave me so much opportunity to like take on different projects, because that's where you actually learn. That's how you will know you actually know all these data
mm,
tools, right? So there's this opportunity to just take on different projects and just apply what you learn from your different courses you've taken online. So I think that's something I'm really, really, really grateful for. And also because my colleagues here, we all talk about imposter syndrome and all of that. And to be honest, I've not really felt that, sorry, here. And that's because there's just this work culture where they will make you feel like we're all learning.
mm,
So even if you don't know something, you can always learn.
mm,
And they also make me to realize that there's some things I'm extremely good at, and they're very vocal about it. But there's some things that we all need to like learn. And
mm.
I think that really, really, that really, really helped.
Mm.
So yeah, I think I really love that about this current organization.
I can see you really love. Before I go to my next question, so I just want to ask if you are currently you've taken maybe courses in data analyst, or I don't know how I can say this. If you are currently seeking for a data analyst role,
Mhm.
uh, and you leave like sorry, I'm just asking the audience now. Like I want them to like react to it. So if you're currently seeking a data analyst role at the moment, if you can just put the comment data. So please wait before you put it. It's not like you are like you've not taken some moments
Any
to,
courses? Okay.
yeah, course, right? So you are ready to take a data analyst role. Please just put in the comments data. I just want to see, because I know Miriam will be able to. She has. I'm going to put you on the chopping block and ask, because I know I saw something on your status yesterday.
Yeah,
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 so
yeah,
I will
yeah.
want you to like, maybe spend like 5 minutes, because it's supposed to be a 30 minutes, IG live. I don't want to make it
Mhm.
too long. But if you're currently looking for a data analyst role, and you know that you've taken courses, even if it is online or offline, or
Mhm.
however, you've at least made some efforts. It's not that you say I want data analyst and you don't know what is happening with Excel. You don't know anything about data gathering or whatever. Please don't do that. Please
Yeah,
don't.
also just to add to what Yeti has said, like you don't have to feel ready. In as
Yeah,
much that you've taken a course, you can just put
yeah,
data, then I'll reach out, because my company is actually recruiting,
yes,
right? And
yes,
I can definitely be of help on to like what you need to prep for,
that,
that can help you with your application.
yes. That's actually what else I can see. Toyin, Ella, Afema, Samuel. I see some of them. Debbie, the art team, yeah, I can see like the sequence. I guess that sequence, Saki, Kiadi. I can see some people are making, are putting the comment section. So I wanted to just be sure that at least we have some people that are interested before I then go to the next question. So the next question would be, I know that your company is currently recruiting, and for context, for those who are just probably joining, Miriam lives in Nigeria, but the company is based in the UK, so she literally works remotely. And I always beef you people that are like this. I always beef you people. The reason is because we that we are here. Of course, I'm working remotely. My company is in the UK, but I live in the UK and I'm working remotely, right? But when the money comes in, I cannot change it to Naira. I have to pay bills, pay everything, and all of. But one of the things I really enjoyed while I was in Nigeria, because then I was working with Andela and I was working remotely for companies in the US, right? Was that money that is coming in is you are literally, so when you get one, if you get $2,000 per month, because there was a time I was also doing like a part-time remote data analyst role for a company in Germany, right? While I was still Nigeria, and they were paying me around 2,000 euros for part time.
Okay.
So like 20 hours per week. Yeah, they pay me 2,000 euros, right? And I remember that when that money come like this, I see I should just go and buy land. I go and buy cars, go and enjoy because when you convert that 2,000 euros to naira, the money you like the money is a change from first size to Ghana must go.
You know the sweetest part of actually earning in like a foreign currency?
Yeah.
It's how this month you've actually calculated that, I should get about 700k. Oh, I should get about 500k.
Mm-hmm.
And before you know it, the exchange rate has gone up.
Chige. Oh, I see. So sometimes you're on the good side. Sometimes
Most times you're on the good
side.
side, because most times you're on the good side,
You
and
see.
before you know it, my friends will start sending it to me.
Wow.
Oh, me. Like, it's not me.
That I think that's one of their. So I always say, like, I mean, jackpotting is not a bad thing. I jackpot, right? So I'm not going to be. I won't frown against it, but to be honest, like, I don't have plans to like stay here forever. That's the truth. I think there'll be a point. I can see that there is already a point in my life that I'm going to come back home. And it's not even because I feel somebody said God when soon, don't worry, soon. All of us that are doing it will not bring two heads. We have one head like you. But
And it will
one of the things,
happen. It will happen for you
yeah,
to.
yeah,
To
it's not far-fetched at all. I think it's not far-fetched, honestly. It's not. You just need to you need to keep at it and don't be discouraged when you get the nose. But what I just want to emphasize is that I feel like people who work from Nigeria remotely they are, I think they are on a better compensation than us, because us, when we receive the salary, we pay our rent in pounds, we pay our bills in pounds, but you when you transfer that money to naira, what you have is plenty. So that me, I'm always like, if you can stay back home and still get these remotes, there is no. I have my own personal reason why I'm here, right? Why I'm saying, okay, I don't want to come back home. I still want to be here in the UK, for instance. But it's not something that I feel like, yeah, you must always like go abroad before you can. You can actually stay
Yeah.
anywhere. Yeah, it's actually a better end than some of us. But yeah, please, Miriam, I can see we have people who are interested in the current opportunity at your workplace. So please just go ahead and talk about it.
Okay, so the role is a data analyst role, and it's not just one role. They're actually looking at like getting multiple people, right? And like I said, you don't have to be, how will I put it? Like, you don't have to feel ready, to be honest. In as much that you've taken some courses and you have some projects, because you have to have that and say, okay, I learned Excel online. this is what I've done with Excel, or I learned Power BI. This is what I've learned. I think you're good to go. To be honest, and I would definitely encourage you to like apply. Because like I said, even when I also applied, it's not like I've done so many things like that, right? So I'm encouraging you, even though this is how my friends encouraged me back then, to apply. So I'm also encourage you to just apply. So I will drop the link. Let me look for the link and drop it on in the chat box. Then you can also go through it. And if you have any question, I can. And if you also want to share your CV with me to probably just review and see what you can change, or things you can make better, please feel free to like reach out to me. But I will look
Thank
for.
you so much.
I'm not sure. I will look for the. I'm not sure how I can go off this live. I don't know.
There's something happened to my video. I don't even understand.
Yeah, you
Can you
had
still?
a filter.
Eh. Oh my God. I was like, what was happening?
Yeah, it has gone off.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mira. If you can share the link.
Yeah. I will
If you can. No, there's because we can't go off our phone and come back here. I think Miriam network is buffering. But if you need a link to the job site, you can just go to my, because I don't want to overwhelm. I don't want people to overwhelm Miriam. So you can just go to okay. I'm seeing some questions. We'll come back to that. I think Miriam is our network is buffering, but let me just give some clarity. You can there is in my bio, the very first link in my bio, you would I think she's dropped off now, but let's see if she's able to join back. There is a link in the very first link in my bio. The title is join the community. So you can join that community, and I'll have a post the link to the job by end of the like at least in the afternoon today or towards the end of today, so that you guys can check out the link and apply for the job. And like she said, if you want her to look at your CV, let me see if I can bring her back. If you want her to review your CV, she's on the group as well, so she'll be happy to do that. So oh, you're back. Thank you. No.
Sorry.
It happens. That's the part of the remote life. It must enter. So I'm seeing some questions, and let me see. So I told them for the job link, they should join the community, because I don't want to overwhelm you with dealing with people individually, right? So when they join the community, you're able to post it there, and if they need help, it's our community. It's not like me, or it's our community. We are like, I can't do it alone. So they can come on community, they can share their CV there. That's what it is for. You don't feel shy. I always say it on the group, like, how I've learned, how I've grown on that journey, is because I've learned to be a fool to gain knowledge. You can't say you want to gain knowledge and be shy about it. You have to learn to be a fool. You have to learn to be dumb and ask the most stupid questions. But guess what? The difference is that you were once dumb. Now you have wisdom. You are now wise, right? Yeah. So that's what the group. I always tell people, don't feel shy, even if it is you don't understand what they follow. Like, we ask the most.
Can't even feel shy if you want to learn.
Honestly. So the group exists for that. Honestly, I'm telling you. So someone says, that's Mankaba. I don't want to murder people's names, so forgive me if I'm not pronouncing it well. Mankaba says, I'm currently taking a course. It's almost a month now, and I can't wait for. Oh, okay. She's just sharing the comments. Yes, we are rooting for you. We are clapping for you. Yeah, keep up with it. All of us here, we started somewhere. We didn't arrive here by magic. Yes. Please, how can I get data project to work on? I can see that someone has said, she can check Kaggle. That's true. You can actually check Kaggle. If you also go to my bio, there is what's it now? There is a link for roadmap to data analytics. And the way we have created the roadmap is that if you say learn Python, for instance, we'll put the link that you should learn the Python. I know Miriam also have something like that. So if you can go after me. And then after the link, there is also a project that we have put there for you to do in order to, be sure that what you have learned. So we've put different milestones to become a data analyst. So Excel, there's the Excel course, we have the links to the Excel course, and then the projects that you can do after taking the Excel course. There's Python, we have Power BI, we have Tableau. So just go to my bio, you will see roadmap to data analytics there.
Yeah.
There's also roadmap to data science and machine learning if you're interested to go higher. But thank you, Rush the Queen, for also answering that. So someone asked, yes, thank you. I can see some people have also dropped. Thank you, all of you that are helping us. Thank you very much. Let me see if there's a way I can pin your comments, Miriam. So the link to the job has also been pinned, and the WhatsApp group. I don't know if Mercy is on this call. Mercy, if you're on this call, if you can post the link to the WhatsApp group, please do that. But if you don't see it, just check the very first link in my own bio. You will see it there. So someone says, Toyin says, my namesake, hello. She says, please give tips on how to build a good portfolio.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I will share from my own experience, and I'm sure Yeti will even have much better tips to share. But I think for me, what I did in my own case was when I started applying for jobs, what I did was to apply for jobs that are also doing something to what I currently do at Faith as at then. Right. At Faith, what we do then, what I did with them was to help with organizing projects and just helping businesses with the business knowledge, the tools, the resources that they need to grow their businesses successfully. Okay. So when I made my plan on the kind of companies or the kind of jobs I want to apply to, I'm targeting companies that they also do something like that. But the only difference is just that they are more tech enabled. And that's what helped me even with this role, because like I said, it's my first data role, but because this company too, their customers, their target audience are also tech founders.
I see.
Right, who are also entrepreneurs in a way. And my former place of work, our customers too are business owners, right? So there's some questions they were asking me even in my interview that I could I already know because I work with these people anyways. And the only difference is just the tech founders are more tech enabled with the solutions that they offer. And that's why I usually also encourage and recommend to people, right? Because it will help you when you're, especially in your interview stage, right? So if you're someone that you already have a work, you're already working somewhere, let's say you're working maybe in a restaurant. So if you're looking for tech startups or tech companies to work for, target, and if it's something you enjoy, because that's another thing. Some people don't enjoy what they do, but I think in my own case, I enjoyed what I do with Faith, right? So what you will just do is to target, tech companies that also offer food solutions, like all these food delivery, or all these logistics startups, because when they're asking you some questions, you will have answers to those questions, unlike me that I do not work in that space, and that will help you to have a hedge over someone that doesn't have experience. So I would say that would be the first thing. If you're currently working and you like what you currently do, if you're looking for tech role, also target tech companies that are also into that. And that will also help you to even know the projects you even work on, right? So instead of working on a project on cars, why don't you work on something around food that is food related, right? Because when you show them their projects, they would more likely to want to talk to you, because you're already doing something that they are all about. I know that these things are not like you can't be sure of what you want 100%, but at least you have an idea. There's some things I can't do, so there's no point me building projects on those kind of things. Like if I don't know any, I don't know so much about cryptocurrency and all, so I won't build a project on cryptocurrency, especially when I know that I don't want to work for, you know,
Any
like startups that
blockchain.
exactly. Yeah, so I think the first thing would be when you're building your project, start with, you know, projects or like with companies that you think is something you also be interested to like do, because that way it will even show when you're building the project, because you'll be more interested to know what's up with the data, right? I think that would be the first tip. The second tip would be, as you're building, share online, share on LinkedIn, share on the community, ask for people's feedback. What do you guys think? Is there anything you think I could have done better? Because sometimes there's some things that you're not seeing, but someone with like an external eye, like with a third eye, would see, and that way you can incorporate the feedback and get better with whatever that you're building. I think that's true. And this one is also very important because I know a friend has been looking for a job for almost 6 months as at last year. She's not even my friend, so like another friend linked us together because it was like, it's like she's depressed at this point. And we just started doing different things, you know, and she just started posting on LinkedIn. And her post would get maybe like 1 like, 2 likes and that, but she didn't stop. And this year, January, the company they finally reached out to her, she didn't even do, I think she did just 2 interviews, like no technical interview, because the founder went to her LinkedIn and they could see what she has been posting for the past 6 months. And that was how she got the job. You see, like, I was so happy for her. I'm serious. It sounds like, no, this is not, like, she didn't do, they could just see that she has interest and that she has been posting. And that's how she got the job. So I think that would be the second thing. Yeah. So even if you're posting something that you think people are not watching, but at least have it like a directory, because there will be a day that it will be like, it will come handy, right? And you will just be grateful that you decided to do that. I think those would be like the two tips that I can share now. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Like, that's so profound. I can so relate to that because there's things that I've done that I just did it out of passion or putting myself out there. The end results that I've gotten from some of those things, I had never thought of it. Like, some of them is like getting the Google scholarship when I was doing my master's, or getting Top Tau scholarship when I contributed to an open source project and stuff like that. Like, you never can tell when those things that you are doing will actually be the factor that will give you that opportunity. Like, I like hearing, I like practical things, and I don't want I don't like aspire to perspire motivation. Like, hearing these real life stories of
No, I was so happy for her. I was so happy for her because she was at that stage of like giving up. To be, when you're applying for jobs and nothing is just happening, and just your LinkedIn post is what helped you. Like,
Thank you so much. Yeah. Before we have 2 questions, so if you can, I don't think there's anything you've mentioned that has not honestly covered building a portfolio, because maybe one thing I'll just add there is that all of these things that you have said that they should do, they should also know how to package it in their CV, right? And they are like places where you can launch your project. There's Novi Pro, I believe, where it's like the cargo for data analysts to build dashboards. You can launch your dashboards on that website. I think it's just, I think you've really covered it, and it's just transferring that to, because your CV is like your very first point of contact. So it's from your CV that they will now start digging the things you have done. They will now go to your LinkedIn. They will now go to maybe your cargo page or whatever, or your Medium page where you write. But so being able to like transfer those things in your CV, and you can use ChatGPT. Honestly, you can use ChatGPT. You can like, write what you can write about yourself, and then tell ChatGPT to rewrite it for you. I've done that sometimes. Like, I write things about myself, but I want to like use better grammar, right? I just take it to ChatGPT and I'm like, kindly rewrite this in a way that is compelling, or in a way that this is the audience that will read this. Can you rewrite it in a way that the audience understand? So you can also use ChatGPT, honestly, to like edit your portfolio and add,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
skills that
Yeah.
you've worked on. Then I also want to mention that one thing is that we are in the era that AI is reviewing CVs most times. That's the truth. So most times when you're applying for a job, make sure that if they have mentioned, like maybe in the job description, they've said SQL, Power BI, and all of that, and you have those skills, don't go and write in your CV. Maybe you're not writing it in a, make sure that
Yeah.
when an AI is passing, so when we say passing, like when an AI is reading your CV, the skills that they've mentioned is really shown. So it's not just the technical skills. Maybe there are some soft skills that they've mentioned, attention to details and all of that. When in your portfolio, you should be able to write that too, because nobody is really sitting down these days to read CVs, and it's an AI that will pass it. And what the AI will do is, because I've also like done freelance jobs where I've used like algorithms to help employers pass CV of employees. And basically what we do is like a similarity search between the description that you put out for the job and your skills on CV. And what we are doing is like extracting certain information, and we are trying to check if the information we've gotten from your CV is very close to the description. So this is why, like in your CV as well, make sure that you can't use one CV most of the time for all the jobs that you're applying to. Sometimes you will need to tweak. So that's why I do my own CV on a Google Doc. I don't do it in PD. I do it on Google Docs, so that if I need to like edit something, I'll quickly go and change it and export to PDF before I apply
Yeah.
the job.
Yeah.
So I hope this will be helpful. We have 8 minutes to go. I saw a question very early, so I want us to answer this one. Person sent it privately. Although it's not related to this live, but I just want us to touch upon it. So the person asked, how do you tackle imposter syndrome? That is, you know something, but you have some doubts that you don't know.
Okay, I think I've sort of like touched
Yeah,
on this.
I was like, did Miriam see? Because it was a private question. I was like, I just want the person to know that I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can just.
Yeah, I mean, like I can reshare the tips. I think so. I was speaking to my younger sister this morning that if there's anything I'm trying to like improve on, the first place I go is YouTube, right? Because whatever I'm feeling is not new. Like thousands of people have felt it,
Yeah.
and they've tried to like manage the situation.
Mm.
So what I do most times is just go to YouTube and see how people have dealt with like their imposter syndrome, right? Not everything they will mention, will be relatable to you. But I think the first thing it will do for you that it will help you to know that whatever you're feeling is not abnormal. Like it's a normal feeling. Like people have felt it before, right? And in a way, it will help you in a way, to be honest, right? I think the second thing that has been really really helpful for me, like just listening to people, like people that even look. I mean, when Yeti said she has imposter syndrome, like how would you have?
I'm human being, no.
But like people you look up to, when they say that, like it will calm you in a way, like whatever you're feeling, it's nothing extraordinary, like it's a normal feeling, right? And the second thing is also to just pick the tips that they've suggested, right? But in my own case, I wouldn't even say the tips have helped me, to be honest. I think my work, like my current workplace, they really helps me to see imposter syndrome in a, how will I put it, like in a good light, to be honest. Like I don't get bothered about it when I'm having, because I still have it too. But like the way my colleagues make the whole work, like the way they make it seems like it's fine that you're feeling it, but Miriam, we know you've done this before, you can do it, right? And I think we all need those kind of support. So for some people it might not be at their workplace, it might be their friends, it might be in the community. I mean, I also have some communities that I join that people actually talk about these things, and people would suggest ways to help. So I would say join community, join our community, because you can always share if at any
Yeah.
point you're feeling that way, and people can share some things that can help you. But I
Yeah.
think for me, it's more about just listening to people, and especially people that I admire a lot. And I mean, when they say it, I'm like, why would you be having that? It's like, how?
Yeah.
It's not possible. And my work is really a good workplace. Like, my colleagues are really, really, really awesome. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really good to know. Thank you. That's really good to know. I think supportive. I've been in toxic environments, and it's really messed up my imposter syndrome. Like it's just made it bad, or it made it worse rather. But yeah, like I think one other thing that has helped me is listening to people is good, especially the people that are your idols, your superheroes. When you now hear that, so you too, you're feeling what I'm feeling, it calms you down. Like, okay, calm
Yeah.
down. It's not only you that is facing this. Yeah. And the other thing that has helped me is actually how I've come to like start mentoring and all that. When not many people know this story, but when I joined Andela, I was on probation for three months. They put me on probation, and that was because I was not catching up as I would. So, and even after that, no, not 3 months, I think 2 weeks or one, but I can't even remember the duration. But the outcome was that by the end, it was either I was going to be let go or I was going to continue being at Andela. And one thing that came out of it is how I started things like volunteering to mentor for Reels Girl Summer Code,
Mm.
how I've started teaching people how to code. Like I started a blog literally, and I realized that people who like what I thought it was nothing, like this thing, like you would think that people that thing that you're looking down on that you don't know, there is gold for them.
Yeah.
It's literally good for them. So I started blogging, I started writing code tutorials on my blog, and people were engaging with it. In fact, in my mind, I was like, this thing because for me it's simple, because it's very simple. You're like, who needs this kind of, like, well, people are
Yeah.
building this one, they are
Yeah.
building that one. Me, I'm just talking about this small thing. But they're actually people who are lower than you, and they need it. They
Yeah.
actually need what you
Yeah.
have. And
Yeah.
it has really, really, really helped me. Like I've realized that the imposter syndrome may always come, but there are things that actually I know that there are people they don't even know it at all. Like they are not even
Yeah.
close to it.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to give an example of how this thing was very real to me. I met a guy, there's this influx of Nigerians in the UK right now. And I
Mm-hmm.
was at a wedding, and this guy just approached me and was like, are you not Yeti Sani? I was like, yeah. Please, oh, I'm not that popular. But anyway, this guy and I was like, yeah. And he's actually not the first, to be honest. Like, he's
Mm-hmm.
not been this me. I'm being humble about it, but people have actually, come across me here. Like, I'm not even living in London. I'm like, if I live in London, what would not happen? I'm very far from London. I'm in a very remote, like, it's not very a big place like that, or like Manchester, or very popular places. But people still approach me and be like, are you this person? And they always say, oh, I used to, the testimonies that have come out of it is like, oh, I used to read your blog. In fact, that particular guy, he's now a senior developer at a company in UK, here in London. And he came not even as a student, they sponsored him from Nigeria to come and work here. And the guy was telling me that you don't, because he asked me, like, why did I even stop blogging? I'm
You
telling
should,
you, this guy was like,
you should
he was
continue.
like, why did you stop? Like, why did you stop blogging? That you have no idea how your tutorials helped me when I was starting. I was like, and you're senior. And I say, hey, let me go add this one in my CV. You get, I was in my mind, this was someone when he was starting. What I had for them was for him. It was for people like him who were new, they were beginners. So when it comes to imposter syndrome, always know that whatever level you are, there are people who don't know what you know. And
Yeah.
that should be to know that I actually know something. So that has really helped
Yeah.
myself out there and just teach people what I know. And I realized that there are people that don't know what I know. So it
Yeah.
boosts my confidence to even
Many
go,
people,
yeah,
actually.
to go deep. Exactly, to go deep. So I think we have just 1 minute to wrap up this, because I don't want to like take up too much time. I saw a question someone was asking, are there roles in agriculture? I would not say no to that. I have not made, because I've always had interest in health related and like retail markets. That has been my, major focus of where I want to apply my skills. But I believe there will be roles in like agriculture. I don't know if Miriam has some companies that you may want to mention before we wrap.
Yeah, I think what I would just suggest to the person is you can use Google or LinkedIn to actually, map out like a strategy on how you can do this, right? They are like the data analysts that work in the agri sector. Like I'm very sure of that, right? But what you need to do, because I don't work there, so I really can't tell how you can get started, right? So what you just need to do is either use Google or LinkedIn and just really just go on Google and type data analyst in agri sector. Trust me, there will be resources that will help you. Or you can even type LinkedIn pages of data analysts that work in agri sector. You will find stuff, right? And really just follow those people, check what they've done in the past. Are there any courses that they've done? Are there any skills? And you can even reach out, right, and say, oh, I'm looking to do this, can you help? Some people will respond, some won't, which is fine. And you can also just watch YouTube videos. People that do all this a day in life, I'm sure there will be someone that also works within that space, right? I watch a lot of a day in my life, to be honest, because it takes so many things from it, right? So you can do that, and I'm sure you will find something that can really just get you started.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Miriam. I don't want to take more of your time. Thank you so much. I believe we've answered every questions. I believe we've done that. And for those who if you look at the pin section, where Miriam works, which is Brighter Bridges, they are currently recruiting data analysts. So not just one. So if you're interested in that, check out the link. And like she said, if you want her to take a look at your CV and stuff like that, please don't. I don't want you guys to send a DM to her. Go to my link. Mercy, if you're still post the link, go to my link, the very first link in my bio. Join that group. She will be there to help you so that she can help everyone at the same time, right? So please let's be obedient people. But thank you so much, Miriam, for joining this live. It's been amazing. Even me, I've learned from. I know you always say, let's put that mentor aside. I've really learned this one. Honestly, I have. There are some things you said that even me, I'll go and implement them. Yes, I'll go and implement them. So thank you so much for coming live. And thank you everyone who has joined. Thank you to everyone who will be watching this later. I hope you find this useful. And have a beautiful weekend, Miriam. Have a beautiful weekend, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Thank you.